In today's video, how to put on lean muscle.
By myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Revelia from ProPhysique.com. Thank you for tuning in for today's video. The discussion today comes from a direct message I got on my DM that I will share here on my screen. I will also read the important part to you. Basically, the guy is an athlete. He's about 149 pounds at 6'1", which tells me he is very lean. That is very lean, because I'm 6'3" and 215 pounds, and I'm pretty lean now, so I can imagine how lean this guy is. Athlete all his life, he's looking to put on lean muscle, but he's having a hard time getting over losing his leanness to add the muscle. Playing mind games. He tracks what he eats, just having a hard time, and he wants some advice. So, Coach Paul is here for you, buddy. So, there's a few things at play here. First, the term lean muscle. Muscle is always lean. Muscle is a tissue separate from fat. So, the term lean muscle, I know what you mean. You mean putting on muscle without putting on a bunch of body fat. But I just want to make that designation. There's no such thing as lean muscle. It's just muscle, okay? So what you mean is you want to add muscle to your frame without the negatives of putting on a bunch of body fat. Now, at 6'1" and 150 pounds, I would assume you've got, you're probably sub 10% body fat, maybe even sub like 6-7% body fat, probably really shredded, some obliques. And so adding muscle at that type of body composition can become difficult for a few reasons. Most that I can think of come down to you must be hyperactive or consuming very few calories, or hormonally speaking, you're not in a great place. So that's where adding muscle is going to become an issue. Now, if you are opposed to putting on body fat as you add muscle, well, there's a few things you can do. It just comes down to how dedicated you want to be, how granular you want to get, because adding muscle is a very slow process. Adding body fat can be a very quick process. So there's no reason, if your goal is to add muscle, to worry about putting on a lot of weight. I think that's where a lot of us get into trouble. I know I did when I was younger. My goal would always be, I want to see 10 pounds on the scale. Hell, I didn't care how that happened. I was just happy to see myself get to that 180 mark, that 190 mark, that 200 mark. I even set a goal once to weigh 250 pounds because I thought that would improve a lot of things for me. Turns out, it just improved a lot of body fat, okay? I, at the end of the day, had to come back down to the same body weight to see the previous body composition that I was happy with. You see, adding lean tissue takes weeks, months, years, decades, okay? So if you're putting on 10 pounds, it's not muscle, especially if you've been training for any length of time. If you're not a complete novice, and you mentioned you play baseball, volleyball, so even if you haven't been in the weight room tearing it up during that time, just from the perspective of, I find that people that are highly athletic tend to lend themselves to putting on muscle. There's definitely some genetic traits there that probably carry over. So what I would suggest for you is, you say you're tracking your calories. Well, let's just start walking them up. Let's just start increasing them gradually. What type of cardio are you doing? Well, how active are you? Start paying attention to that as well. Maybe you need to get into a strength progression program, okay? Focus on getting stronger, progressively overloading the bar. These types of things are going to allow you to put on some lean body mass. Now, it's not going to be drastic, it's not going to happen overnight, but you can stay lean while you do it. You might be required to lose a little bit of the detail that you have in your physique, okay? Being very, very lean, and again, I don't know exactly how lean you are, but I have been very, very lean before, and I can tell you it's not an optimal place to put on muscle, okay? Energy is low, recovery is not great. Hormonally speaking, we're not in a great place. So if you've ever had your blood tested, it might be worth going to check. Now, if you're able to stay really, really lean and your hormones are great and your energy is great, then great. All we need to do is just start looking at adding some calories gradually. Technically speaking, you need to be in a caloric surplus to add body muscle, lean muscle, whatever you want to refer to it as. You need to be in a caloric surplus to do that. However, it doesn't need to be a 1,000 calorie surplus. You don't need to be putting a pound or 2 pounds per week on the scale. No, lean tissue adds grams per week. grams. Not even probably measurable by a scale, because you have to consider all the other things that go into it with our bodies being so dynamic, and hydration probably being the biggest factor on the scale. So we need to just be progressively getting stronger, gradually adding calories, making sure our weight is stable or slightly increasing over time. We just want to make sure it's not going backwards, okay? That's what I would suggest. So when it comes to lean bulking or lean gaining, just remember that body fat can increase very quickly. Muscle cannot increase very quickly. Muscle takes time, consistency. And so I think the people that are most successful in this sport kind of are just stuck with it. They just find that they're just going to be in the gym no matter what. People like myself that, you know, if you just showed a picture of me 25 years ago to what I look now, I might have been disappointed, like, man, 25 years, that's all I'm gonna do. But it's been such a passion for me that I just can't stay out of the gym. I love lifting weights. I always find a way to do it. And I think that consistency has helped me become the best version of myself, okay? And for you to be the best version of yourself, you're gonna have to accept the fact that it's not gonna happen this week or this month or this year. It's going to take years of consistency, okay? And I can't tell you what weight you need to be. That's something you have to figure out on your own. I know for myself, I had to go down that road. I had to get to 250 pounds just to see what it was like. I hated it. I was sluggish. I was tired. You know, I had a little bit of a belly, which I've never had in my life. I didn't like it. And then I've gotten down as low as like 195 pounds for competition. And maybe I'll post some pictures of that so you can kind of compare. But I have since found a happy place for me, a place where I reside, somewhere between 225 and 210 pounds, where I feel strong, I feel good. If I want to diet down and see some abs, I can do that. If I want to put a little bit of weight on and hit some PRs, I can do that. But that's a journey that's taken me 20 years. So don't be in a rush, enjoy the process, and just love what you do. All right, hopefully this helps. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All by myself.